With Memorial Day weekend coming up, the so-called unofficial start of summer, it's an excellent time to thank the ocean for California's beautiful beaches. This summer, when you visit your favorite beach spots, there are many things we can all do to help keep our beaches clean, safe, and healthy. This is the Thank You Ocean Report.
I think what's great about our coastline is the diversity with the beaches and the cliffs and the sometimes cobalt blue waters and other times wind-driven seas. It's a long coastline. It's 1,100 miles. We have everything from sandy Southern California beaches to the rugged portions of the Central and the Northern California coastlines. It's really a spectacular place.
Brian Baird is the Assistant Secretary for Ocean and Coastal Policy for the California Natural Resources Agency.
We all like to go to the beach and have picnics and food and things to drink. And I think there's something just very, very simple. When you go to the beach and you have a nice time, prepare for other people to come and have the same experience. Take all of your wrapping materials and your cans and your bottles or anything else that you have back with you. It's really quite simple. Some of these beaches will have litter containers for you to put the trash in, but if they don't, you were able to bring it down to the beach, so you ought to be able to take it away.
While protecting the beach is important, how do we also protect the wildlife?
When you go down to the beach, you may be fortunate enough to see seals or sea lions, or if you're up here in the North Coast, in some of our really protected cove areas, you might see elephant seals, which are really quite amazing. You also may see seabirds and other forms of marine life. And I think the fact is they're there, that this is their home, and you should enjoy viewing them, but there's no reason to run up and scare them, or you don't need to touch them. In fact, at times, particularly with large marine mammals like elephant seals, it can be dangerous to do so. So I think the idea is go to these beach areas, have a great time, enjoy the wildlife, but no need to go out and disturb them. That's a very simple rule and one that people should be able to adhere to.
What about ocean and beach cleanups?
I think coastal cleanups are great. Of course, I believe they are effective. One day a year, there's a big international ocean cleanup, and I've participated in them since the 1980s. And in fact, I did the last one, and I did it in kind of an unusual place. I did the majority of my cleanup in a parking lot because I knew that this parking lot drained into a coastal wetland area in the northern part of San Francisco Bay. But I think the real value of these organized coastal cleanups is that they get a lot of press and they get a lot of people involved, and it's kind of a reminder to people that we need to be doing that every day. So that's the real message of coastal cleanups. Every day when you're at the beach ought to be a coastal cleanup day for each individual.
And speaking of every day, what about everyday actions we can take even if we are far from the coast?
Well, I think we all have all sorts of chemicals that we use or oil from our automobiles and things like that. And I think historically people took that material and put it in storm drains down the street from their house and felt that it just went away. I'm giving this interview from Sacramento, and I know right now if I put material in a storm drain, it'll head over into the Sacramento River or another waterway and make its way to the beach. So anywhere you are in California, if you don't treat oil properly and dispose of it in that fashion, it's going to end up in the water. But also other things like use of fertilizers and use of chemicals in your yard, don't use excessive amounts because it's not going to help the plants anymore. It's just going to flow off and impact the environment. There's so many things that if everybody just did a little bit more, we would have tremendous benefits with the ocean.
How about a closing thought?
Our ocean resources and our coastal resources are simply spectacular. They're a national treasure, and they're something we need to protect for both our environmental and economic well-being, but quite frankly, our spiritual health. I hope we can all work together to keep it the wonderful place that it is.
That's Brian Baird with the California Natural Resources Agency. I want to bring one more person into our conversation, actor and activist Edward James Olmos. He has a special Thank You Ocean message for us as well.
This is Edward James Olmos with the Thank You Ocean campaign. The ocean gives us so much. Beautiful day at the beach, food on our dinner table, even the air we breathe. But the ocean is facing serious threats from climate change and water pollution, and from trash we toss carelessly that harms marine life. There's no excuse for trashing our ocean. It's up to you and me to take a stand and do something to stop it. To find out what you can do to protect the ocean, go to thankyouocean.org. The ocean takes care of us. Let's return the favor.
And thank you, Edward James Olmos. Now, one more thing. We want you to tell us what you love about your favorite beach by posting a story or photo to our Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/thankyouocean. We really want to hear from you. Thank you for listening. I'm Jerry Kay.